Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me for my conversation about Tan episode 6. Today, we will go over some of the important things that happened in the episode and then my favorite quotes. I'm kind of excited. I'm almost caught up with all the episodes, so when I do my conversation about episode 7 later tonight, I will be ready to react to episode 8 as it comes out tomorrow. So those two will be coming up. Alright, so looking at my notes that I took, I have a lot of things to say today about this episode. It's a cute, fun episode. Everything's great until the very end, and then a lot of things just kind of fall apart at the end, but that's fine. If you have any suggestions for shows that you would like to have me have a conversation about in the future, go ahead and list them in the comments, and I will choose another show to do this about in the future. Alright, so some of the important moments that we had were it starts out with Tien having passed out, and so Long Tae goes to his house and finds his medicine, and then finds Torfan's journal, and then we don't see what happens after that. But then Pupa is at the hospital. First, he stays there and takes care of him, but then as he wakes up, I guess he goes before he wakes up, he goes to the school to help the kids with their learning for the day. And then the doctor is the one who talks to Tien when he wakes up. So he's there when he wakes up, and he kind of chastises him for not having told people that he had a heart transplant. He's like, well, I did tell people that I had heart surgery. And he's like, well, heart surgery and heart transplants are two completely different things. And tells him if he doesn't start taking care of his health, he will make him go home. And so Tien doesn't want to have to go home, so he agrees to do what the doctor says. So, one thing that I've noticed a lot in this episode is that Pupa seems extremely jealous of Long Tae, and I think he really likes Tien, but still is not quite to the point where he wants to say it, but he is to the point where he can feel jealous. In this episode, Tien gives a confession to Long Tae about having Torfan's heart. And I have a couple of thoughts about that. One, I think Long Tae is giving him like the benefit of the doubt, which I really like, which we'll see in episode 7 that the doctor doesn't do. As well as, I don't really think it's Tien's responsibility to tell people about Torfan. I mean, like, he has her heart, yes, but I mean, like, he never knew her. He wasn't a member of the villager. He wasn't one of the villagers and stuff, so I don't really think it's his responsibility to tell people about her. We see in this, after Long Tae confesses that he has her heart, he promises to Long Tae that he's going to tell the villagers, and like I said, I don't really understand why he's the one that has to do that, being that Pupa and the doctor and all those other people know, and all the soldiers know that she's dead, so they shouldn't have to make Tien feel guilty for not having told him that. And then we have a really interesting saga of the tea leaves. Tien finds out that since he got in that fight, the people who bought their tea won't buy their tea anymore, and so he goes on a adventure to save it, and they have everything worked out. They have gotten to the point where they're going to sell it all, and then unfortunately at the end, the school catches on fire and burns down everything that they had worked on. What he did was he had them make some satchels with the tea leaves for people, because they smelled good, and then like they typed their name in there so people could have the name of the villager who did that for him. A cute moment is he gives Pupa one of the satchels, and he writes Green Giant on it, and Pupa really likes that. When the school's burning down, Tien realizes that the kite that Pupa gave him is still in the school, and so he runs in to save it, and then passes out, and Pupa just barely gets him out in time, and from being burnt to death, and saves him. And then the episode ends. So I kind of, a lot of people have said they don't understand why he goes in to get the kite. And so I've kind of thought about it, and I think, like, to him, the kite is kind of like a symbol of the fact that he loves Pupa, even though, like, he hasn't really said it. And he asked Pupa if Pupa wanted him to stay, and Pupa didn't really give him an answer. And also, he says that it's a memory that he's going to keep. So I feel like maybe that was his memory of his love. The person that he loves was about to burn down, and he didn't know if he's going to be staying when the time comes up, because Pupa didn't tell him, yes, I want you to stay. And so he ran in to save the memory that he would have of him if he were to leave. So that's my explanation. If you have an explanation for why he did that, put it in the comments and let me know what you think. All right, so some of the quotes that I really liked from this episode. There was a lot of good things that happened in this episode. This episode was art, but quotes that really stood out to me are the following. So when Pupa is subbing in the class for Tien, the kids say they want him to ask Tien to stay, and one of the students says, "I'm sure he wants to stay as long as you don't give him a hard time." I thought it was kind of funny that they were trying to make Pupa feel guilty for telling him, like, you're not friendly enough to him, so that he didn't want to stay. And then the village leader has some pretty good advice. He said when they're trying to decide what to do with their tea leaves, the person who's buying it before offers to buy them, but only for half price. And so he tells them, if you give in to this price once, you'll have to accept this from now on. So it's kind of a good little life lesson that he was teaching them there. As well as we have Pupa, who says when the villagers would not believe in him and what he and his idea for saving the tea leaves, he said he got a little discouraged, and so Pupa says this to him: "You told them to believe you. What about you? Do you believe in yourself or not? You almost made their kid die once, but you managed to get them to trust you again. I don't see how you can't not do it again this time." So kind of gets a little double negative at the end, but he's telling him, you took their kid swimming and he almost drowned, and now they trust you again, so why don't you think they can trust you with this? You just got to work at it and prove it. And then Tien had a really good quote towards the end when he was talking to Long Tae and telling him about how he changed. And he said, "I can't believe I'd do something like this. If you had known the previous version of me, you would hate me. So this is the feeling you get from doing something good for something for someone else." Yeah, sorry. This is what you get for doing something good for someone else. It's kind of just nice to see that he used to be a bad kid, but now he's getting it, and he understands that he's happier for it. All right, and then lastly, the quote from the book that they put is, it says, "If you believe in yourself that you did the right thing, you don't need to worry about tomorrow." So those were my favorite quotes. If you have some quotes that you liked or things that you thought were important to the episode, go ahead and put it in the chat. If you liked my video, like it. If you have any comments you'd like to make, put them in the chat as well. And I will upload my thoughts on episode 7 as soon as I watch it again tonight. And then I will upload episode 8 tomorrow after I watch it, after it gets released. All right? Bye.